Oh, raindrops. On today's episode, Reality with the King, listen, I have to check my blood pressure because after watching part 3 of the
Uh,
Real Housewives of Orange County reunion, I don't know how this recap is going to go. I have some very strong opinions that may be extremely unpopular, but hey, that's why you tune into me and Alexis. Alexis Jansen is here. And before we get started with OC, first of all, you look smoking hot. Make sure y'all
oh,
are subscribing to YouTube so y'all can see our recaps as well as listen to it. But Alexis, for a woman who was dominating BravoCon and interviewing everybody, including your former boss, the EP of OC, Alex Baskin, talk to me about you. How are you doing?
I'm still tired. I haven't unpacked. I don't know. Let me see if I can get. Look. I literally can't believe it. Every time I walk up here, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get it done. I've got to get the stuff to dry cleaning. I can't get. It's one thing after the next. Which, by the way, the doorbell might ring, and my twins are gone. It's their 18th birthday today, and the rental company was supposed to be here at 9:30, and we were recapping at 9:45, and they haven't shown up yet. So I'm just gonna have to run down, show them where to put stuff, and go because it's gonna pour tonight, and I have to
We
have.
love you in action, girl. All good.
Anyway, so back to Alex Baskin. And guys, I don't look that hot. He just says that so you'll tune into his YouTube. Don't listen to him. But anyway, okay. I have to tell you about Alex. I was so nervous. And I was not really nervous. I have Dr. Heavenly, I was nervous about because we're such from different worlds. I was nervous about her, but I was so nervous about Alex because I did not prepare. I woke up late. I got to bed super late. I did not sit there and go, okay, what do I want to ask him? What do I want to do? I literally sat there and then was like, okay, Lex, you got this. Sweat's coming out. I'm sweating. I'm like, okay, you got this. You can do this. You can do this. Pull it together. And so I just started thinking, what would people want to know, and what am I curious about? And then it was amazing. And what I love about him, Carlos? He actually is pretty deprecating, or he'll be honest. He'll be super honest
Yes,
about where he's at, or it's not like he's
yes.
some of
Love Alex.
his answers were a little political, or
Well, he has
diplomatic.
to be because he's an executive. But Alex is a sweetheart. I love him. He's a great guy. But go ahead. So, did you get any? I mean, Vicky was announced as being asked to return to season 20. Did you get any tea about what season 20 looks like from Alex
Uh,
Baskin?
I did ask about Katie for that. We're speaking. First of all, I'm super excited that Vicky's back. I know that you and I are on the same page about that. Yeah, this is going to be a fun season because she's so funny and
Yes. We
quirky, and
need some fun.
she's a big dork, but she's also like a really cool dork. You know what I mean? So anyway, and then I kind of dove in about Katie, and I just said, so there's a ton of word out there on the street that she won't be asked back, but then there's people that say, oh, she definitely will because of how much love she's gotten. I said, so where does it stand, Alex? And he just said, this was one of his diplomatic answers, and he just said, I can't. We don't have the information yet. The final reunion hasn't aired yet. We really are still at the drawing board, and casting just finished. So I mean, I believe him on that. I believe that if they really don't know. They probably do now because now the final reunion just aired, but which I cannot wait to get into.
I know. But look, we're happy Vicky is back. Were you surprised by how many people showed you love, Alexis?
Well, no, here's why. Because even last year, when I hid in my house for about 3 months and went off Instagram, or turned comments off on Instagram for 3 months, I was getting death threats and all that. Even during that time, when you're out in public, people still say they love you. And I feel like the people behind the computer that show you so much hate really don't hate you. They're just really bored with their lives, or just have a lot of evil in their heart. I don't know what it is, Carlos, because I've never been in public one time, no matter how much my, the love of America for me tanked. It's like no one ever has been rude to John or me. And in fact, even when we were on the outs last year, when, we were in the lawsuit and doing the things that everyone's saying, stop doing this. And we were just living it. We're like, no, we're going to live our life and do what's supposed to be done. And people would still say, you're our favorite, stay in there, hang tall, so I don't know, but it was really awesome. One of the most fun things was Galena's birthday. Oh, I love you too. I know it's just, you got to just take it in strides. The hate that people get when they're in the social, in the
Yeah,
public eye. I mean,
yeah.
um, but okay, one of the most fun things was the Galena birthday party because Carlos, it was like the melting pot of Bravo. We had me from OC. We had Galena from McBee Dynasty. We had her boys from McBee Dynasty were all three there. They are so cool, by the way, and just cool. And then we had Jesse and Luke from the Valley, and then we had Dr. Heavenly, and then we had Nurse Mel, and then we had who else? What was it? Margaret from Jersey, and then Julia from flipping Miami. So it was like I looked around the table and I'm like, this is a really like one from every single franchise and city that you can imagine.
I love that. Jesse is like my guy. I love me some Jesse Lally from the Valley. I'm obsessed with him. Heavenly's my friend in real life, and Alexis, she's my dentist.
Get out! What a small world.
Yeah, she's my dentist.
Dr. Heavenly, good job on his teeth because he looks good. Okay.
Thank you. So I need to confirm this with you. I've been reading some things on social media. Is it true that Julia from the Real Housewives of Miami got booed at BravoCon?
Yeah. And I was at the dinner right after that had happened. It had literally happened like not even, I mean, she sat and talked to me about it for the first hour we were waiting for everyone to show up. It had just happened a couple hours before that, or maybe even the hour before that, before she came to this birthday. And, that has to be super hard. And that would have been me last year, by the way. If BravoCon would have been last year and I would have been there, John and I would have been booed and booed and booed.
That's true.
But he had such a good attitude about it and just kind of like was letting it roll off, even though I'm sure deep down, I mean, it can't feel good, I mean, who are you fooling if you think it feels good? But she had such a good attitude about it. It was just like, I know I've messed up too. And, but she's very, she's a character. I'll just say she's very energetic, great. I really do enjoy being around her. I know people are going to, hate me for saying that because I know she's not liked right now, but I really think she's sweet is all I can say. And I can only go by my experience. I don't have any other experience than what I had that dinner with her. And she was very sweet and fun. So
yeah. How was Margaret Joseph's doing? I mean, Teresa, Melissa, Joe Gorga, and Louie have reunited. They're back together. Margaret made a comment that she doesn't think it's going to last, and she's not,
I was going to tell you that because I asked her. That was one of my first questions I asked her after we had gotten to know each other a little bit. And I did interview her, by the way, too, at one of the 20 people or whatever I interviewed over BravoCon. And she's such a doll. She doesn't believe it'll last, but she's hopeful that it will. And just like all of us in America, I mean, I think pretty much everybody in America can stand by the fact that family comes first and no one wants to see this family divided over a TV show. I mean, you just don't. It's very disheartening, especially since they lost their parents and they've only got each other. It just makes me sick because I'm in that boat. I mean, I only have my brother. My parents are gone. So it makes me sick to think that it won't survive. But, Margaret is fascinating, by the way. She's a fascinating human being, but her husband is just as fascinating. And they are so cute together. He was like, remember how we said like the schlepping word? He was schlepping all her stuff the whole night and he's helping Galena down the escalator. He's like got his eyes on all the women that didn't have their bows. Well, Galena's single, but like all of us that didn't have our bows with us, he's like, I'm the husband that's here. I'm going to take care of all these girls because they all need my help or they would be a chaotic mess,
No, I love that on the show too. And, Jersey is still up in the air about what's going to happen to it. Did Margaret give you any indication about whether or not she wants to go back? Has she been test filming with anybody during the casting process?
She said it's still all just, no one knows anything yet. So they're still in those stages. I don't know. I mean, we're all hopeful, right? I mean, don't you think most of America wants Jersey to come back at some capacity?
Oh, 100%. Listen, we all love Jersey. Jersey is a staple when it comes to iconic franchises. And I've always said this, Margaret is great television. When it comes to Teresa and Melissa, I am happy that they have found a resolution. I'm more happy that a brother and sister, Teresa and Joe, are able to reunite because family is everything. And I agree with everything you said, Alexis, about you and your brother and what it's like to have each other when you do lose your parents. It is tough. So I'm happy. And look, we have been punished enough without no Jersey on the air, Alexis, for almost 2 years. And I want the show to come back.
All right. Now, well, hopefully Alex Baskin and Andy Cohen are listening to you right now. And they say
Alex has nothing to do with Jersey, but He has everything.
He's in Andy's ear.
That's true. And so is this podcast. So listen, but one thing, Alex Basket, you like that, Alexis? Talk about a transition. But one thing I will say though, Alex, I don't want OC to have the fake jersey because after this reunion, I'm at a loss for words.
About it. I had a stomach ache after watching it. I had it literally like just felt lit.
This was a tough one to watch. And one thing about OC that I enjoyed, let's be clear. This season was very controversial. You and I had a great time recapping the whole Katie drama. Like, I don't mind it when it's controversial in the sense of like, okay, he say, she say, whatever. I don't like a gang up. I have never liked a gang up. And when it came to this reunion, besides the gang up, this needs to be called the Real Housewives of Orange Contradiction. Because
good one, Carlos.
I'm just saying, I feel like the beauty of you, Alexis, unpopular or popular, you've always said this is how I feel, and you have never wavered from your truth. You're like, look, I feel this way. You have on this podcast, along with me, have said, Carlos, I love Tamra. She's my friend. Tamra, I'll call you later. But hey, I did think Tamra brought up Shannon's father for television. That's how I feel. You've always been honest, right? Despite your friendships. This episode of Part 3 reunion was tough to watch because I felt like everybody's intention was to conspire against Tamra. And it was very tough to watch. But let's just get into it, Alexis. The reunion opened up with, yes, they're having fun and they're laughing about the trip, which I enjoy. Like, let's start our fun. But look, we have to get into the craziest part, which is Gretchen's post. And they're talking about it. Gretchen said that if she liked something, she didn't know what it was about and how everyone has been guilty of liking something they didn't know. Gretchen, I will say, sure, maybe once in a lifetime, once in a century, multiple likes on different posts. I'm not buying what you're selling. And then to say, well, maybe I wasn't paying attention all the time to what I was liking. I call bullshit on this. I call bullshit.
Carlos. First of all, I am going to make it very clear that even as a busy mom, when my kids were in diapers and breastfeeding and doing everything, and I'm taking care of my dying dad and I'm making dinner and trying to take care of my husband, I never would have gotten on Instagram as the busiest time of my life and liked something that I didn't know what it was. That is such a cop out and such bullshit. Okay, calling bullshit right there. Second of all, I went on when she said I follow 4,500 accounts. I went on mine. Guess how many I follow, Carlos?
How many?
350. I'm like, okay, we all know that I am not a social media guru for sure because I only follow 350. But any way that you look at it, I don't think any intelligent human is going to like something they don't understand about. Like if you don't understand it, what do you have to like it for? What are you liking? It's like you have to know what you're reading to like it. Because if they say the sky was purple today and you go, yeah, I love it. Okay, why? I don't understand it. It makes zero sense to me.
Yeah.
I'm scrolling at bedtime and I must have just liked, I'm just sitting there. I just liked something. I didn't even know what it was. Just, okay, dimwit. Put your phone down, then go to bed if you're that tired.
Okay.
It's time for nighty. It's time for nighty poo, Carlos. If you're that tired.
No, listen. I could not agree with you more because my thing is this: the Gretchen had enough time since the finale, watching the episodes, clearing things up and cleaning things up online, cleaning up the likes and unliking them, to come back with this sort of Pollyanna ass excuse. I'm not buying it. To go and then say, there's no excuse for it, and I did not recognize the post. Look, follow who you want to follow. It was hard to watch this episode because Tamra, baby, one thing Alexis always says, she's like, Carlos, you be calling shit out early on, then we all get it. I have said numerous times, Tamra, these aren't your friends. And they want you off the show. They want you off the show. I have never seen a group of women kiss ass so much and try to back up someone's views of what they have done. Because when it was Katie Janela who got caught, let me tell you something. Let's have a real conversation. The sort of grandiose things that Gretchen has done. She has lied about going to the hospital, and her excuse was, I misspoke. You not only misspoke, you also mispost. You also miss. Which one is it? You misspeak, you mispost, and you miss thumbs. Your thumbs like things is not supposed to like. You say things you forgot to say. Oh, I didn't mean it that way. You lied about going to the hospital. You said, no, I meant to say I thought I should have gone to the hospital. Okay. You sit up there and talked about the whole naked wasted thing, which by the way, you brought up again with tears with no physical evidence of drops.
I talk about that. Carlos, hold on. I so wanted to go here. Notice Tamra had tears that really did fall. And you could see the tears falling. And she was crying quietly. And then they just zoomed in on her and she's just got tears falling. And she's just like broken. Okay. Gretchen's like, not one tear. And she's dabbing her tissue like this, like, and the tissue's completely dry. And then she's like, she gets into this rage after that, like, and then all of a sudden she goes, but then, and it was like her personality went from acting completely like crying like you just lost your child to all of a sudden she just turned and goes, and she was in business mode. And I'm like, okay, well, that was acting about of Sesame Street, if you ask me. But it's like, are you kidding me? I can't even believe, like, not one tear again. How many scenes are we going to watch her fake cry in without a tear? Ugh, so frustrating. And you are right. They are all about get Tamra out and we'll kiss ass to whoever. They could have brought a rock from my garden in and sat it on the couch, and they'd rather have that on the show than frickin' Tamra. They want Tamra out and any other bimbo in. That's what they want.
Yes, and the thing about it, this is obvious, and I wish, again, it doesn't make any sense. You girls were mad at Katie for lying about meeting up with Kiki Monique. Let's talk about the grand nature. Katie got removed from the show because y'all refused to film with her because she met with a blogger, right? You guys did not want to be around Katie because she and her daughter allegedly had conversations with the nanny about what Emily is saying about Heather around her children. All of that to you guys felt like the worst thing in the world. But Gretchen Rossi liking homophobic tweets, allegedly, her allegedly liking things that obviously are proof of it. You guys are blind when it comes to physical evidence of Gretchen. But when it comes to Katie at least admitting after 3 attempts, albeit 3 attempts, but after she admits, like, okay, guys, I did lie about it, y'all consider her the worst human in the world, and y'all had no fucking sympathy for her. But it wasn't even 24 motherfucking hours that all of a sudden y'all had sympathy for Gretchen in the car ride and said, well, you know, I did go back and look at what she said and I can't find anything. And oh my God, I felt we were so mean to her. This was hard to watch. Everybody on that stage gaslit Tamra, and everybody on that stage was conspiring to help Gretchen win against Tamra, in my opinion.
I agree. I agree. And that's why I think it felt so sick, because I don't care if it was just like, you know, how you and I, at the beginning of this season, you and I were speaking about how we were sniffing out Katie. We didn't like some of those things. And then we turned our tune because we were like, wait, now it's not cool anymore. Now it's not just, now it's Mean Girl. Now it's not about facts. It's not about people can make mistakes and let's change. It's not about conflict resolution. It's about now we're icing Katie out and we're going to take away from her paycheck and be total mean girls to this one person. That's what they're doing to Tamra right now, and it just makes me sick to my stomach. I don't care which castmate it was sitting up there on the couch. I would feel that strongly about it, regardless if they're my friend or not. Like I said, I felt bad when the girls were all and when they were mean to Gretchen when they told her she couldn't ride in the van. I got a gross feeling in my tummy then too. So I'm being very objective when I say I don't like the mean girl. We are 40 to 60-year-old women acting like we're 12. And that when they do those kind of things. And it's just like, Vicky said somewhere, she Instagrammed, or maybe she texted me, or maybe it was something she said at BravoCon. I don't remember where, but when she got her orange back, she was like, let's bring the fun back, girls. Amen, sister. Let's bring the fun back. Because I mean, this reunion, the third one, well, the whole reunion really, but the third one is so dark, and it was just, I don't like the unfairness of anything, and this was a very unfair. It did feel set up. I didn't like how at the very end the girls all go over. Tamra's sitting there crying on the couch to Andy Cohen, and the girls all go over and leave her and Katie out for a shot. Okay, that's a real witchy move, like
Yeah.
I don't like it.
No, I didn't like it either. And for the record, because I hope you guys actually watch the reunion and can watch the nuances. When Tamra said, "But you follow these accounts," Gretchen never denied it, and I just want to make sure that you guys know that.
That's a very good point. How are we going to dive into the analysis at all or not?
That's why I love you so much and why we got to keep doing this, because you are right on the money. I'm coming up next with this. Let's be clear. So raindrops. Gretchen said she paid thousands of dollars. Okay. Because again, Gretchen said she gets paid from posting. Right. There was a joke there about posting these other things that I'm like, let me just stay away from it. Okay. So she said she paid thousands of dollars for a cyber analysis to do this sort of, investigation in terms of where all of these posts was coming up, what happened to them. And she had the results. She gave them to Andy, and she said that at the end of the day, they all came back to Tamra orchestrating all of this. Let me tell y'all something. I believe the cyber analysis results, just like I believe the lie detector results you guys had.
That's my thought. I was going to say something like that. Okay, but hold on, Carlos. Hold on, because Dateline NBC here has got some facts for you. Okay, that's what I do.
Girl.
First of all, did you see what came out about the guy that wrote that cyber analysis? No. He is Slade's friend. He was on Slade's podcast 5 years ago. Okay, 5 years ago, and not very credible. And everyone that's hearing this is saying Tamra should sue him. But here's what Alexis did to go even further, because that's just I can't stop, Carlos. Okay. Oh. I'm not bored. I'm super busy, but it bothers me when things are misquoted or done improperly, just like the lie detector test. Okay. And that's exactly what I was going to say is I researched the cyber thing and I couldn't print it because my darn printer croaked this morning or last night, but I have it on my phone because I researched. Okay. So what a PI cannot do. Are you ready?
Yes.
Put your glasses on and okay. A PI cannot hack Instagram. Illegal. Okay. Force Instagram to hand over your DMs. Instagram only complies with law enforcement and with a valid court order. There's no way that they got back, and Gretchen spent thousands of dollars in that short of time. And this PI guy, cyber analysis guy, had enough time to get the law enforcement involved and then access DMs through special software or PI tools. These don't exist. And see your messages through public records database or background checks. So basically, this guy, how did he get his facts if he didn't have subpoena Instagram to get all of this, have a cop involved to get it all? this was it was literally as valid as those lie detector tests. You are 1,000,000% right. So I want to see that pamphlet. Why doesn't Andy Cohen send me a copy of that and let me do some research? Because I'm going to then call that PI or that cyber analysis dude and put him in his place, even though I didn't go to school for that. Because anyone that believes that cyber analysis has a freaking IQ of a vegetable. Like, you can't believe it. Go on and do the research. It's all online. You can find it. You can research it yourself and find it. And by the way, if he's so, and then, okay, well, we'll get on to the caller next.
No, take it away. Alexis, go, baby, go.
I'm going to have a heart attack because I'm going to have a heart attack, okay?
Well, I don't want you to, girl. So, breathe in, breathe out. Go ahead.
So the phone call, like we said last week when we recapped this, the phone caller would have had to sign off on, getting his voice heard. To be on national television, you have to sign a waiver to release for anything you give them. Okay, your looks, you're walking down the park if they show your face, or your voice. Okay, so this MFer is a real person. He's not an AI, but why is he disguising his voice? And he's not the only person that would know these facts. All of these women have significant others they tell, and I know they're like, well, Gretchen didn't know. Everyone talks, and there's 25 producers working around there. Sorry, I hate to say it, Bravo, don't get mad at me, but people know and people talk, and it's not just one person. And by the way, if Tamra was the one leaking all this stuff to all the bloggers, why didn't any information come out? Why wasn't there a story told if Tamra's doing this? Because bloggers can't wait to tell what you tell them. Just like everything that came out with Katie, it all came out. Why wouldn't something have come out if Tamra really was giving information to bloggers? There would have been some kind of a leak of a story, not just lo and behold, now this phony caller comes with a disguised voice and puts, sends a DM, then deletes that account, then sends a DM again. It's all so shady. I want everyone to really put their thinking caps on.
Well, apparently it seems like you and I are the only ones who are doing it because the women on the stage were trying to do it. Now, look, I'm going to say this, and I do not want to put you in an uncomfortable situation. So this is coming from me and not Alexis. Once again, these thoughts are of Carlos King and not Alexis Jansen. So I'm going to say that. Disclaimer.
I'm scared now.
Heather Dubrow, I'll say this. I was super shocked the way she let Gretchen off the hook. Due to obviously the affiliation that she has with the LGBTQIA plus community. Obviously, she's been open about her children and their sexuality and openness about that. And I think Heather's a great mother. I saw Heather have more smoke for Katie. I saw Heather have more smoke for Tamra than she did Gretchen. I will admit that I was disappointed in seeing how I felt like she was helping Gretchen come to the conclusion about what her mistakes were when she said, well, that's why I was saying to you, like at dinner, like say something to me. That was hard for me to look at, even when Gretchen was squealing with no tears coming down her face because it wasn't crying. It didn't sit right with me when I saw that, and I just felt like if there was one time for someone to say, "Okay, Gretchen, look, I get that you and Tamra have this thing, but at the end of the day, when it comes to this cyber analysis." And when it comes to you not even admitting that you have followed these accounts that are anti-gay, some of them allegedly, I don't respect your response because it doesn't make sense to me. The way Tamra overly explained her position of I did not do it, and the way she got emotional and cried, and you saw tears. Those were things you expected Gretchen to do if somebody's being accused of being anti-gay and anti-LGBTQI plus community. And the fact that she only cried when she had to bring up naked wasted again, because that was one thing that she wanted to remind people that Tamra did to her, that she wanted all the girls to be like, once again, that. And I'll end by saying this. And again, these are the thoughts of Carlos King, not Alexis Jansen. Get Shannon off my show in Vic and Gulverson voice, because I can't take Shannon only siding with these girls to get Tamra off. You don't have an original thought of your own. You are only there and to piggyback off of these women wanting Tamra off. And I'll end by saying this. I'm okay with Emily coming for Tamra, because that's what Emily does, and I'm here for it, to be honest with you. So that didn't bother me, because that Emily's doing her job, right? I'm surprised about Gina. Because I love Gina. I was shocked that Gina tried to say, well, I felt like Tamra said this to me because she wanted me to bring it up. You guys on a TV show, you all say stuff to be brought up on the show. Tamra's not the only one on that cast to have done that. So I was disappointed, Gina. I still love you, but I was disappointed. And that is my rant. Sorry, Alexis.
Wow. Well, you got to go through pretty much everybody. You went down the whole line there, so that's good. You got it out, right? I think the part that shocked me the most about the Heather, because I'm going to go through some of the girls with you. The part that shocked me the most about Heather is when Tamra said, I know I did tell Heather about it, and Heather said, I want nothing to do with this. That's what shocked me the most, because it's like, you have LGBTQ children. How do you not want to be involved in that, or have anything to do with it? It's like, that's what I just was like, wow, because that was new information. You didn't see that on the episode until the reunion.
Yeah.
So I'm sad. I'm sad because Heather and Tamra, have been friends for a long time. And at BravoCon, it seems like they squashed. I'll give you guys some behind the scenes beef, but it seems like they squashed it for the most part, because they were hugging, like when in the iHeart suite when I'm interviewing everyone, and Heather and Terry came in. Dr. DeBro came in several times and were in and out to do interviews and such. But it seems like they've worked past it. But I don't like how, nobody on that stage had Tamra's back for anything. And it was a gang up. It was an ice out. It was like, look, Andy, look how close we all are. And we don't like her anymore, And like, Carlos, do you still think it's because Tamra's just so raw? Or are they jealous? Like, what do you think now after seeing the final reunion? What do you think is the reason they're so anti-Tamra? Because nothing Tamra's done is anything less than what these other women have done. Nothing.
I always base things on the facts, and that's the reason why I have no emotional attachment when it comes to these shows, because I'm not there. These women aren't women I hang out with on a regular basis. So I always come from the position of a producer who knows how the sausage is made, but also as a viewer, right? And with who watches these shows and can always revert back to previous episodes to state my position. When Tamra got fired from the Real Housewives of Orange County, those women did plenty of interviews short of celebrating her dismissal.
Okay, wait. So I'm not privy to this. I'm not privy to this. So give me a little, because some of the listeners might.
Okay.
What would they do?
Okay. So Tamra got fired, right? And Heather DeBro stepped into the place. Okay. So Tamra got removed, Heather stepped in. Everything from promotion to the way the season opened up, the premiere episode, was all about Heather's comeback to the show. And the other women, because I watch every single frame. Jimmy.
Okay, that's good. And that was a slip up, just like a couple I've had where I've mixed words. You might as well call him that. It's fine.
You might as well. They're doing after him. So Jimmy, there you go. They all bowed down to the queen, because the way it was set up, Alexis had that big house. Not Alexis. Lord Jesus. Heather had that massive home in Orange County at the time, and we saw her closet for the first time as a viewer, whatever. And they all pretty much bowed down to her. And the other girls would do interviews saying the season's so different. Tamra's gone. It feels lighter. It's about real friendships. Like dissing Tamra. Long story short, everybody, including Carlos King, said this is the most boring season. We hate this season without Tamra. Tamra came back to the show. They all said, well, I mean, she is good TV because everybody wants to save their job. Now, they know that Tamra's good TV, but the problem is Tamra, they feel like can't be trusted, and that's what they said this season. Her friend, Heather, said, I can't not trust you. These are things she said that I've been saying for years. She finally said it. Emily has said it. Gina has said it. Shannon said it. When Gretchen got back on the show, the reason why all of these girls are on Gretchen's side is because they would rather deal with Gretchen than Tamra. They're not jealous of Tamra at all. They are afraid of her. They are afraid because Tamra's going to call shit out and Tamra is going to be a great housewife. But they feel like it's at their expense. And that's the reason why when it came to Katie, they could not trust Katie. They're not jealous of her being like the longest running housewife of all time, but they're not jealous. They're scared of her. Now, with that being said, Alexis, with Vicky coming back, now they're like, okay, you cannot do season 20 without Vicky, Tamra, and Shannon. And now they're feeling like, what does that mean? Because obviously the reunion was taped before Vicky's announcement this past weekend at BravoCon.
Yes.
I can guarantee you Emily and Gina are afraid for their jobs now.
Okay, so this is fascinating, Carlos, and you are usually right, and I cannot wait to see, because now that this is aired, they're going to announce who the cast. They're going to start getting the phone calls, and the girls are going to start getting contracts sent via email. So who I guesstimate in the next 2 to 3 weeks we will start hearing what's happening, but we'll see. Okay, who do you think is going to be then? Give us and let's see if you're right. And don't ask me this question. Don't reverse the question on me, because I am so baffled by the reunion. I still can't even see straight from it. So I have no clue what I think. I think Bravo's they're crazy, but they're good at their job. That's what I keep saying. So, okay, who?
Okay. This is Carlos King's prediction for season 20, Real Housewives of Orange County cast, exclusively on Reality with the King with Alexis Jansen. Okay, here we go. Vicky, Tamra, Shannon. I'm going to stop there because Raindrops, you want to see the reunion of the Tres Amigas. You want to see it. You want to see it. And you want to see the conflict resolution of those three women. So that's why. Now, Heather. Emily and Gina. Now, with that being said, there is a world where it may be Emily or Gina, but Carlos King feels like it'll be those 6 women. In addition to testing 2 new housewives, where 1 or 2, if they're good, will be a housewife. I predict we'll get 8 full-time housewives if 2 new women are great. Now, with that being said, you are going to see Alexis Jansen a lot of appearances from past OC housewives. Joe, Gina K, Lori, Lizzie, and Alexis Jansen.
Okay, well, whatever. We'll cross that when it comes. Okay, but wait, back up. You left out. So the 6 women you think, plus maybe 2 new. Okay, you left out. So you think Jen, Katie, and Gretchen are all getting canned?
Oh shit.
Right.
Okay, I fucked up.
Okay, go back, because Jen had first seat. They never get rid of the first seat girl the next season. So I think she's a shoo-in. She's got to be a shoo-in, right?
They got rid of Tamra at the first seat. Okay, but I'll say this.
Good point.
I think Jen. Okay, so I fucked up. I would say I'm sorry. I meant to include Jen. Um, that's why. Okay, I fucked up. Yes, Jen. That's the reason why I said I could see a world where they're going to choose between Emily and Gina. I could see that to break up the alliance. I could see a world where that would happen. I do believe you'll get one new housewife or two, but I do believe that you will the women who are coming back that you saw this season. I don't think Katie's coming back nor Gretchen. I
Wow. And
I
I'm
don't see
so
it.
confused. I mean, they really do have me, and I like to have my detective cap on, but they have me confused and just thinking like anything's possible. That's truly what I feel.
For
Um,
sure.
but but I, I hate to say this, but I am just objective and I'm just speaking my opinion. But I'm so sick of Emily's shtick. I'm so sick of her. Like, if they're gonna keep one, I hope they keep Gina. I mean, at least Gina's a little bit more funnier and just not as much of a loud mouth, dumb, whatever. But I, I don't know. So, okay, if that was the case, I would like to see that happen if they break those two up, which it would also make the show more interesting, by the way, Carlos, because they've got Tweedledee and Tweedledum that's been going on for like 6 years now. It's like, let's break them up and have just one Tweedledee or Tweedledum, one of the two. But then I don't know. I can't believe you think both Gretchen and Katie are gone because I just don't know if I feel that. I don't think
I'll say this
who's
much.
okay. Okay, who's going to be the friend of then? Who's the friend of?
Well. That's the thing. That's the thing. The thing about Emily is this, and I'll go on record saying this. Emily tried her best to push the envelope, and and listen, as a producer and a viewer, I think she was solid in her attempt. The problem is this: Emily isn't consistent, and you can't be inconsistent when you are trying to fulfill the role of the force multiplier. It's a tough gig to push the envelope, but you got to be consistent. Her inconsistencies in how she treated Katie and then Gretchen and then Tamra, it exposed that she's doing stuff for an alliance and for TV. So I believe that, look, the coin may be tossed between Emily and Gina, and I will go on record saying that. If they had to choose between Emily and Gina, I, Carlos King, strongly believe they will choose Gina over Emily for sure. Jen is standard OC housewife material. She has a very interesting storyline, backstory, and Ryan's interesting. So I see a world she comes back. Katie and Gretchen, the reason why I don't see Katie or Gretchen coming back full time, I'll say full time for now, because we have to get rid of all of the residue from this season. We have to get rid of it. Bringing Gretchen back, you're bringing back Slade. You're bringing back Naked Wasted. You're bringing back we don't care to see that. We're bored.
We need a facelift. We need a facelift and to stop living in the past. We need a facelift and refresh, right? A reset,
Yes.
refresh button. Yes.
Yeah.
I
So
agree with that.
Gretchen is Slade, and so I don't see if Gretchen does come back. It's like on an appearance release basis. I don't see her getting a full time orange. When it comes to Katie, yes, Katie was polarizing as a fan favorite on social media. Katie isn't strong enough to go up against these women, and I think they want to so badly have us forget everything that happened with this season that they have to move forward. And that's why for me, you want to see. I can watch 20 episodes of seeing how Vicky, Tamara, and Shannon figure things out, and seeing the up and down the relationship. Because one thing about the conflict, it was always funny. It wasn't dark.
Right.
The Brooks cancer thing was dark because Brooke made it dark. But
that didn't involve Shannon and Tamra. So the fights that Shannon and Tamra and Vicky, Shannon, why am I having a problem here? My Red Bull or my Alani's going to my head. Okay, Vicky and Tamra and Shannon, their fights were not dark. You're right. They were more of like, oh, you're just annoying me kind of thing, and they weren't dark. So I totally agree with that.
Yes, and I think Vicky is going to come back much more as the den mother. And I think Vicky is going to provide this levity to the show that allows these other women to get past things quicker. You cannot bring Vicky back without having Tamra and Shannon next to her. You just can't do it. So
I don't
Shannon
know.
will herself another season.
I don't know. I think they could. I think they could either have Tamra or Shannon, because here's the problem.
Go ahead.
Shannon and Tamra have such a beef, and even at the end of the reunion you could just tell they are so annoyed with each other. And this whole season it was like Tamra kept trying and Shannon was having no go with it. I don't know. I feel like they might even be that bold. Bravo might be that bold to bring Vicky on and only either Tamra or Shannon. I think there's a world. And this is the other problem, Carlos. Shannon doesn't have a storyline, and she brought my name up again at the reunion. The only thing she has to talk about is John and me and her dog. Like, she doesn't have a storyline. So I don't know how. I mean, aside from just the rekindling of getting back with Tamra and having a friendship again, it's like she's boring. So I don't know. I see a world where they could bring just one of those two back.
Now you got me thinking some more. Maybe Shannon's a friend of.
I mean, she has maybe enough of a storyline to be that, but.
Yeah, no, and let's be clear. I'm only interested in Shannon because of Vicky and Tamra. That's it. Without them, I agree with you. If Vicky was not coming back on the show this season, I believe Shannon would have been gone. I don't see them getting rid of Shannon completely. I do agree with you though. To pay her that much money and she does nothing, I think it's old real fast. So maybe a friend of.
And then that would make more sense, because then Tamra, would hopefully would stay, which I'm even thinking after watching that reunion. I hate to be honest, Carlos, but that's what we do. We talk our opinion and we have a right to our opinion. I see a world where they might even be trying to push Tamra out. I don't know why, but after that reunion, I was just like, I think they might even, not the girls. I'm thinking maybe Bravo's wanting to push Tamra out. Like maybe Tamra's going to be a friend of. I mean, I don't know how you could have the 20th season without her, though. I just don't, because she's carried the show for so many years. Like her or hate her, she's carried the show for so many years. So I don't know. It's going to be very interesting. Let's say I'm on the edge of my seat waiting to hear. I want to know.
Yeah, I think listen, number one, I look at it from like a promotional marketing standpoint. I cannot see Tamra not being on the show this season with Vicky coming back. I think all of that could have maybe been plausible based on how she was railroaded, meaning Tamra at this reunion. Vicky getting that orange, I was like, oh.
Solidified Tamra.
100%.
Okay, good.
100%. 100%. I think she's safe.
I definitely want to see more of their goofy stuff and banter together, because I've been friends with them since the first time, my first season that I was on, and they are just a hoot to be around. And I mean, yeah, their fights get pretty deep, and yeah, they cut each other, but but then they put the band-aids on too. So it's just, I don't know. It's going to be good. It's going to be a good season if they're both on, for sure.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to it. I want to lab. Listen, I have been watching OC since season 1, and I've always said there was something special about OC because the way you ladies knew how to navigate your friendships in a way that, yes, conflicted at times, but I've always said this, and I'll go on record saying this. I always felt like one thing OC had that the other shows had a hard time getting, you guys did conflict resolution very well. Very well.
It's going to be like Miami or Jersey if you don't. I mean, that's the problem. That's kind of where I think both Shannon and Tamra messed up, is if they both wanted to definitely have a seat. I feel like they needed to kind of make up somehow through the season, but they were just so. Tamra did try. I mean, from what I viewed, I think it looks like Tamra made an attempt to try to.
For sure.
And I think Shannon was just stone cold on that. But Miami's cast is such a mess right now. I think they are close to ending up like Jersey. I think what happened with Jersey, it got too much of a mess. It's like OC is the longest running. They've got to keep the conflict resolution firm, like strong amongst each other.
No, it's true. It's true. And they're going to have to do that. So, look, I am looking forward to putting this season to bed. Thank you all for listen. Whether you guys loved it or hate it, it was definitely a season worth talking about and recapping. And I want to give a special shout out to my friend Alexis Jansen for saying yes to truly um having the best time with me to do these OC recaps. I love the fact that the world got a chance to see what I see in you, which is you are a smart, fun, special woman. You're beautiful inside and out. I can't thank you enough for these recaps. I don't want this to end. I'll be speaking to your team later, but I've had the best time with you, and I'll go on record saying this: I could not have done these OC recaps without you. It would not have
Oh,
been as fun and a joy for me. So thank you, my friend.
yay. It's been so much fun. You can add quirky to that. Everyone knows I'm quirky. So you can add your
Yeah.
long list. You like, it's okay to say quirky and kind of ditzy sometimes. It's all good. I own it. So, but it's been a blast. I've had so much fun with you, and I didn't realize how fun it would be to get up at 5 a.m. sometimes and have to do this.
On a Friday, no less.
Some mornings we're starting so early and we're sitting there laughing, starting at the crack of dawn. And I'm like, how this is so fun. So, anyways, I love you, Raindrops, and it's been a blast. So I hope to see you guys soon or talk to you, be the voice behind some other moments with you guys.
Other moments, and shout out to Spencer. Shout out to Spencer, who is like the man behind the muse. So we thank you, Spencer, for making this happen. So Raindrop, look, let Alexis and I know your thoughts on the part 3 OC reunion. Are we on the money? Are we off the grid? Regardless, we appreciate your feedback. Hashtag reality with the king. Let us know the comments, and we will see you guys again.
Bye.
Bye.